Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. If you've enjoyed the content, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the watches I've been getting and everything. If you enjoy it and you keep coming back for more, please subscribe. That would be awesome. I'd appreciate the shit out of it. And without further ado, we'll get into it. This week, or I guess this episode, because I'm doing multiple a week, is going to be about my review of the latest episode of The Flash. All in all, I thought it was a good episode. We got to see some stuff get closed off, which had been bugging us for probably the last couple of years since Arrow ended. And it just had the old Flash feel to it, in my opinion. Because it focused, mostly on him and a storyline we were actually interested in. Because we can all kind of agree that the writing quality of the show has kind of gone downhill the last few years, which is unfortunate, but it does happen. And, so let's just get into it. We open the episode. Barry is training this new speedster that we find out is a doctor at the end of the last episode. She has found a way to generate Speed Force, so it's artificial. It's not organic or whatever it is that Barry refers it to as. And, he's training her how to use this. So, basically, so she's not causing problems like she did in the last episode. And, so he's training her. He's showing her all the tricks of the trade and all this shit. And, after they kind of part ways for the time being, he realizes that he doesn't really know much about her. So, he kind of goes undercover as himself because she doesn't know who he is yet to the lab that she is working at, and gets her to show him that this machine that she used to generate this Speed Force, just by saying that he is a friend of the Flash and everything, and he wants to know more about her. And we kind of get into how she built it and everything, and where she got the idea. And come to find out, it's Eobard Thawne, but he has no memories of who he was before. He has no idea who Barry is or the Flash or anything other than what the general public knows. And Barry is completely thrown off by this. He is convinced that this is the same Eobard Thawne Reverse Flash that he has faced off with many times before. And so he basically confronts this guy who has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And, he's convinced that he knows who he is, that he's got some evil plan behind all of it. But in all reality, this guy, he is not the same man. He has no idea who he is, because he actually admits that, he lost years of his life. He can't remember anything. And we actually get a little flashback of him interviewing for this job that he's at. And he solves this problem that this doctor was having, who wasn't going to hire him to begin with, until he solved the problem of this equation that would generate this artificial Speed Force that we later find out is actually a machine that Eobard had designed. He knows it inside and out. It's his machine. It's how he became the Reverse Flash. He taps into the negative Speed Force. So it turns out it's not artificial at all. It's actually negative. And, this doctor unknowingly is subjecting herself to the Speed Force, and for the time being it's a temporary thing. And so we go through all that. He's convinced that Eobard has escaped from the Supermax on Lian Yu, where he knows he's at. He checked on him the last episode because he was convinced that he was the speedster that was running around. Come to find out he's still there. So we get into Barry investigating where this guy comes from. He comes to find out that this version of Eobard, because he actually is Eobard Thawne, this is the version from the Flashpoint timeline, the one that Barry let go to go ahead and unfortunately kill his mother to fulfill his role in that timeline, so everything could get back to normal at that point anyways. And so this version of Eobard goes and plays his role, basically. And then we come to find out that the version that tried to kill the Legends, like 3 or 4 seasons ago, he, when he wiped out of existence, or whatever it was, he is this other version that Barry has recently confronted. It's a lot of shit to keep up with, but he actually loses all of his memories, and the version that was captured by the Black Flash and Legends, there's a little flashback showing that he was actually stripped of his powers and, re-educated to be a better person and actually contribute to the safety of others and everything. But this other version that lost his memories has no idea who he is, and he doesn't know who the Flash is, other than the general public, what they know, and he doesn't know who Barry is or the team or anything like that. So the whole episode is just him trying to figure out what the hell's going on, basically. And, this doctor that wants to have the Speed Force, she, Barry comes and confronts him again to basically call him a liar again. And this doctor, because this version of Eobard, this doctor, are together. And she wants to protect him, so she juices up on this fucking negative Speed Force without really knowing that it is. And it corrupts her. She, goes after Barry, and then she wants to become more powerful, and she goes off and tries to consume all this electricity and just, gain as much speed as possible. So, the episode goes on from there where Barry has to stop her, and, it's just a whole thing where he has to convince her that she's not this person. And it turns out the person that convinces her to, let this go and not be corrupted by this negative Speed Force is Eobard, which is, something you wouldn't expect. And then, after that little bit of story of the episode's wrapped up, we see Barry go visit Eobard again, the one in the Supermax, and have a little conversation with him. Then he leaves, and then come to find out John Diggle is there. He is kind of in a rough place. Ever since he came across that, that green light that crashed Earth at the end of Arrow, he's been trying to find out how to open it, because it closed on him and he couldn't ever open it again. And he's confessed that he's gone to every corner of the world, and we see him, talking to Fox from Batwoman, just trying to figure out how to open this again. Then naturally he comes to Eobard in the Supermax, and he discovers how to open it. And when he finally opens it again, it reveals that same green light and, basically shows him what he could become if he were to accept this power. And after it's all said and done, he rejects it. He does not want to be this person because he's sacrificed so much of his family life and everything else. And so he rejects it. He throws it, and it basically just disappears, and, it's off to make its next choice to take this power. And so he walks away, and he chooses his family over becoming this all-powerful being that we know as the Green Lantern. And so, naturally, Eobard's pissed about that, and it just goes from there. But all in all, we got this closing that we've been waiting to see, or, some kind of resolve from John discovering this power 2 years ago. We had no idea. He had jumped from, different shows throughout the CW universe trying to figure out what it all meant, what this power was, to the point where it's driving him insane, basically. And just, he walks away from it. So I just thought that was a good close to that storyline. We finally got some sense of resolve or whatever. So all in all, I thought it was a good episode. I thought it, like I said, I liked the way it closed off John's story. And maybe we'll see him again, because I know there was some talk or some announcement about a show where he's training this new generation of heroes. But I've not heard anything more about it. And, I'm stoked for the season finale of Flash, this 2-parter that's coming up. So we see at the end of this last episode that Eobard's going to get his powers back, because the Time Force comes in, and we know that he's going to show him how to get it back, or does something to get it back. And so we got this 2-parter coming up where he's going to face off with him, and I've seen from different pictures or different spoiler pictures that This could also include that doctor who he had saved from becoming the next Reverse Flash or another evil speedster. But, anyways, all in all, good episode, and I recommend it. You know, I'm excited to see what this season finale brings, and I'm excited to see what the next season brings. Hopefully, the writing gets a little bit better because this could be the last of the Flash here in the next season. Anyways, guys, I know I kind of babbled on there a little bit, but all in all, good episode. I recommend you watch it. You know, all that shit. So, if you enjoyed the content and you want to keep seeing more, you know, I'll keep producing it as long as you keep watching it. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.